John Lithgow. That's all
John
you need
Lithgow.
to say.
That was
no one else is going to know any of these
remember
people.
Amy Simons?
Unless her parents are watching this, no one will know if you missed her.
We're all good friends with the Simonses.
The Simonses, they're down the street.
We are
Do you want to start it from the beginning?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tavern Talk. My name is Philip, and joining me this week to talk about Pet Sematary is my good friend Danner.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Danner's been here before. If you haven't seen his reviews, definitely go back, subscribe, check them all out. But this week, like I said, we're talking about Pet Sematary. It is the remake of the 80s version of Stephen King's novel. But no, initial reaction, what did you think?
It's effective.
Yep.
It's dark.
Very.
It's disturbing. And I think they used some of the same visual effects and practical effects from the 1980s movie, so
You mean
it had some problems.
the dream atmosphere in the woods wasn't convincing?
The dream atmosphere not in the woods, and growing up in a rural area, we both realized that there's no foot-level fog in real woods, but
Yes.
somehow in Maine, and especially around Derry, Maine,
yeah.
there's this terrible feet fog.
Yeah, all the time. It doesn't matter what the weather was during the day.
No,
At night, you've got the feet fog.
which is perfect for driving.
Right.
I mean, it's not in your line of sight, but if you're in the woods trying to bury cats, kids, wives, I mean, it works
The
out
things
for
you do,
Yeah.
you know. I can't say I liked the movie.
No, you can't.
Because it's
No one should.
No, it's terrible and it's hard to watch. We're both dads,
Right.
so we come at this from that perspective, and it was just really hard for me once it got. I mean, if you don't know the story of Pet Sematary, sorry, there's slight spoilers, but if you've seen the trailer for this movie, you know what happens anyway. But once it gets past that first, I guess, twist, you could say, it was just hard for me to watch any of it. Like you said, I don't know that I'll ever want to see it again, but it definitely was effective. Like, I was stressed out,
Yes.
I was sad, I was anxious. So as much as a scary movie wants to do all those things, I was feeling it. So.
Yeah, in talking about how disturbing it is, a lot of people don't realize this was even disturbing to King. He initially didn't want to put it out and owed a publisher one more book before his contract was done, and had this one sitting in. He felt terrible about it. But as a parent, yes, I will tell you, you brought up that it stressed you out. It was shocking. It was disturbing. I thought, though, they'd let too many of the jump scares go in trailers.
Yeah.
And that's something that moviegoers want to enjoy. I think every movie theater promo has somebody tossing popcorn.
Right.
And all of those were already shown.
Away. Yeah, what I was happy about was, even though they showed the cut in the
His Achilles heel.
Yes. Even though they showed, they kind of showed it was more like it's in there in the trailer, but in the movie it's a lot more graphic.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
It was, I don't know. I mean, yeah, there wasn't a ton of gore.
No,
there wasn't a ton of jump scares just for the sake of jump scares. Like, it was effective in its mood and the tone it was setting. It's very dark. Like, it's just very dark, and it doesn't have. There's no hesitation in going to the darkest places it needs to go.
No, not at all. And it sets up each scene very well. I think the film did a good job in building the anticipation for the scare. I don't know if the scares always paid off.
No, that's fair.
But I definitely was tense from about 10 minutes in to when they get to the house and the movie picks up. I think I was tense the rest of the movie, and so it did a great job in that. Although I don't know if the payoff was so great, the anticipation was wonderful.
It did feel, I agree. Like, the anticipation was really good, especially in the main sequence having to deal with, the death of a major character.
Right.
It pushed me to the edge of my seat, and not even edge of my seat. I was more like, burrowing down, like covering my. Like, I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to see it. I knew it was going to happen, and I didn't want it to happen. So I guess again, that's
it
what
was
the
definitely
movie
effective.
Yeah.
Yes.
let's talk about. I mean, it's hard to describe because like I don't think it was necessarily a bad movie, but it's just not one I necessarily enjoyed experiencing either. No. So I don't know where to fall on that. Trying to think of some of the things I did enjoy. Some of the performances were good.
We both talked about Jate Lawrence, the little girl.
Yeah.
She probably performance-wise stole the show from everybody.
Oh yeah, no, she was great. I mean, because I don't know how you direct a 9-10-year-old girl to like talk about death constantly and then come back from the dead and like explain that rationally and have her effectively convey what she had to do. I don't know. Anything specific about it that stood out?
No, when she comes back and is completely void of emotion.
Yeah.
I don't know how to raising a kid now that's almost 6 to get him to do anything void of emotion is impossible.
Right.
So to then get a child actor to do that, and it's great to see. It is not great to see kids in these roles because it's terrifying and it's sad. But it is. You can see a kid have some raw talent when it's not just it's me, I'm cute, golly kid.
Yeah.
When they really bring something like that, and then she becomes the antagonist down the road.
Yeah.
She was scary. Not like Chucky scary, you know.
No, it wasn't goofy at all. Yeah,
it was intense.
No, yeah, it never came off like silly, or I didn't like chuckle under my breath because something she did that was supposed to be scary was like, oh, well, she's just a little kid.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't. She's just a little kid wasn't a valid excuse. Like she was genuinely threatening, you know. And who else we talked about? John Lithgow plays the neighbor.
You use the word genuinely threatening for her. He seems genuinely concerned.
Yeah.
In about every role he's in, I believe that he's that person.
Yeah.
He has. He's not an actor anymore. I see John Lithgow. I just see the genuine of his. I will tell you, I did feel like. That Jason Clarke, especially as a father, I don't feel like I connected with his emotions losing a child.
No, I agree.
He kind of pulled that in and reined it in, and I don't know why. I don't know what, maybe the direction there from the director, I don't know, but he just didn't seem to bring that emotion to it.
No, yeah, it is like he didn't dig deep enough or something. Like it just wasn't. I mean, he was going through the story and his performance, the issues I have with his performance are kind of the issues with the movie overall. Like they hit the beats of the story, like of the narrative, well enough and in an effective enough manner, like we were saying. But like thematically, it doesn't pull enough. No. There's not enough there to like really make a lasting impression, other than just God, that was horrifying. You know, just as far as what happens and the feelings it leaves you with, like you're not walking out of that going, well, that was a good time at the movies. You know, you're walking out of that just like relieved it's over.
Right. And when I think about fathers losing kids in film, I always think Sean Penn in Mystic River. There's a scene where they find his daughter in the park and he completely loses it. And that's that's the legitimate reaction to losing a child.
Yeah.
And I feel like Jason Clarke was like, watch this. I'm going to do the opposite of Sean Penn. I'm going to shed one tear like the Indian from that recycling commercial, and we're going to move on.
Yeah, I was going to say, and it might have been Kevin Kolsch and Dennis Widmeyer. I haven't seen anything they've done in the past. They're apparently a directing duo. But it might have been the way they chose to, document that too, because it is very... Like, it doesn't focus on him for very long.
No.
It kind of takes out the sound from the film completely and just, it's an interesting, like, the way they frame it's cool, I guess you could say. Yes. But, like, as far as the way they chose to convey that event, it's not really the most... That part was ineffective.
Exactly, exactly.
I don't know. So, I didn't enjoy any of it. I thought parts of it were really well done. Like we said, it's definitely effective, but it's definitely not something I'm going to say. Even if you like scary movies, it's not a fun scary movie to sit through. It's a solid scary movie. It's a solid horror flick because it is really, it's a terrifying premise. But it's an inventive premise that. There's no question about that. That's not the issue here. It's just some of the ways in which it makes you feel, and some of the the way it was conveyed that take away from these the themes that could have been more pushed towards the front. But I don't know. Anything else you want to say about it?
No, I'm with you, and I think we both knew it was going to be somewhat disturbing from the get-go.
Right.
I mean, from just the history of the novel and what King, his trouble with it, and knew what we were getting into. I was prepared. I say I was prepared, prepared as much as you can be for that. Yeah. But you're right. As effective as some of the tone and the anticipation was, I felt the lead acting roles, probably with the exception of Lithgow and then Jete Lawrence, were lacking and ineffective, and that's really where the flaws in the movie came, along with some practical effects that just came off dated, and that's unfortunate. And but I think it a couple years ago showed that you can do it and upgrade it. And this was a good try. It just didn't hit the mark for me. Yeah,
no, it's definitely one that's kind of middle of the road, just above middle of the road for me. Because it was so effective in just making me like feel this pain and this just like exhaustion from experiencing it with these characters. But no, out of 5 stars, what would you go?
I'm gonna go right down the middle and give it 2.5.
Yeah, I was gonna go 3. I don't know why I'm feeling a little more generous, but I guess I liked enough of what it did because I could see what it was going for. I don't know, but no, Pet Sematary. Enter at your own risk, I guess, is the moral of that story.
Yeah, if you want to see it, see it. If you don't.
Yeah, it's not an enjoyable experience. No. But we hope this was an enjoyable experience for you, checking out our reviews. If you like this one, if you like the whole vibe of this show, definitely subscribe to Initial Reaction. We are here called Tavern Talk. We are at Movie Tavern. That is where we saw the movies this evening. So if you have a movie tavern in your area, definitely check that out. It is a great experience from top to bottom. You get, full service food, candy, popcorn, drinks, whatever you're in the mood for to go along with your movie. You can get it at Movie Tavern, so definitely check that out. Thanks for checking out this review. We'll be back next week with a new review of the biggest release. Peace.
Hi, Mom.